Morning. Morning. High five. Let's go pass these up for Miss Bowler as they come in. Morning. 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 Bell ringers on the page. Miss Bowler's giving good morning. Bell ringer. Bell ringer. Morning. Bell ringer. Bell ringer. Morning. Bell ringer. Morning. Bell ringer. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Bell ringer. Come on, guys. Let's go. Bell ringer. Bell ringer. Good morning. Bell ringer. Bell ringer. Welcome. Morning. Bell ringer. Let's go, guys. We have 5 minutes. Let's move in. Bell ringer. Come on, if you can hear me, clap 3 times. Good morning, class. Good morning. Okay, guys, today's instructional focus, we will be talking about the battle and the siege of Vicksburg. We're going to talk about how the Confederates held the fort of Vicksburg and why taking control of the Mississippi River by the Union was important. General Ulysses S. Grant was the individual who basically was the general at the time during the Battle of Vicksburg. Today in our centers, you have your bell ringer, which is how would you survive the attack at Vicksburg, which is on page 522. I've already copied that for you guys today. In our academic vocabulary lab, we will be doing Ulysses S. Grant, Battle of Shiloh, David Farragut, and the Siege of Vicksburg. In our writing center, we will evaluate why the Union considered control of the river. It's a teacher-made worksheet which you guys have already received on the battle and siege of Vicksburg. There's a map also attached. We do have a new student. I want to take a moment just for him to introduce himself. I'm going to move you this morning because I want Ricky, if you don't mind switching centers this morning, I'd appreciate that. In fact, no, move over here, son. Mr. Dunbar, I need you to work with him as he's matriculating through this, moving through the centers so that he's aware. I'll get him a chair so he's aware of what we need to do. Please be attentive to the video. I will give you guys about 3 minutes after the intro video to give your replies on your bell ringer, and then we will begin rotations. Does anyone have any questions?
No, sir.
Can someone hit the front light? Yes, yes, you can move.
By the end of the Civil War's second year, Union forces in the West controlled much of the Mississippi River, except for one vital stretch. Few northern boats tested the strong Confederate river batteries at Port Hudson or Vicksburg, known as the Gibraltar of the Confederacy. President Abraham Lincoln claimed Vicksburg the key to winning the Civil War. But by late 1862, Union naval efforts there had failed. That key remained firmly in Southern hands. Using the Mississippi River and its major tributaries to move men and munitions, the Union Army had won a series of victories in the West, and they hadn't done it alone. In late 1861, the U.S. War Department had rapidly built a fleet of ironclad river boats never before seen in warfare. By late 1862, this brown water navy and Major General Ulysses S. Grant's army set their sights on the city that Confederate President Jefferson Davis claimed was the nailhead that held the South's two halves together. With most of the South's ports blockaded by Union ships, Vicksburg's connection to the Trans-Mississippi region made it critical to the Confederacy's very survival. Texas beef and Louisiana sugar, salt, and molasses fed the Southern armies. Lead from Missouri filled Southern rifles, and it all funneled through Vicksburg's rail lines. The defense of Vicksburg and Port Hudson fell to Lieutenant General John Pemberton, who was a Pennsylvanian by birth, but sided with the South at the urging of his wife, a Virginian. With little combat experience, his orders are to hold Vicksburg at all costs.
guys take this time to go ahead and complete your bell ringer. You have about 5 minutes. While you're doing that, I'll go ahead and call our attendance for today. Bless you, John. Attendance, Blackburn. Thank you, Ms. Blackburn. Bowman. Thank you, Ms. Bowman. Bozeman. Thank you, Mr. Bozeman. Butler. Thank you, Ms. Butler. Cage. Callaghan. Thank you, Ms. Callaghan. Davis. Thank you, Davis. Dennis. Thank you, Mr. Dennis. Gilbo.
Present, Mr. Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Gilbo. Harden. Haynes. Johnson. Kegler.
Present, Mr. Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Kegler. Lemon. Meyer.
Present, Mr. Williams.
Thank you, Meyer. Parker. Perales. Thank you, Ms. Perales. Good to see you back. Porter.
Present, Mr. Williams.
Salas.
Present.
Thank you, Ms. Salas. Stewart.
Present, Mr. Williams.
Stewart.
Present.
Thank you, Ms. Stewart. Williams.
Present, Mr. Williams.
Thank you, Williams. Woods.
Present, Mr. Williams.
And Young.
Present, Mr. Williams.
Timer has been set. We have exactly 3 minutes left to complete our bell ringer. Exactly 3 minutes, guys. Let's go. You're on this side, Jay. You completed, okay, that's good. Do not move ahead. You can read the passage. Once you complete your bell ring, while we're waiting on other students to finish. Yes, you can use the iPads, as always. Yeah, sure. It says, if you were there, you live in the city of Vicksburg. It says, high on a hill above the Mississippi River. And they're talking about Vicksburg, Mississippi, guys. Mississippi is important to the control the Mississippi River because Confederate defenses are strong there. There's a fort. There's a base, a military base there. That's what they mean by fort. But the Union general is determined to take the town. Talking about Ulysses S. Grant. He want to take the town. 4 weeks you've been surrounded and attacked. Cannon shells burst over your head day and night. Some have fallen on nearby homes. Supply foods are running low. Analyze if you are Confederate, how would you survive? There is no food. You've been attacked. They're short. You have short on ammunition, no guns, and you're being attacked by, God bless you, you're being attacked by the Union. All right. What would you do? What could you do, if anything? You're under siege. We got 1 minute left. Let's go. What's up?
What, is this like, did this really happen?
Yes. This is
What did
the.
they do?
All right, we'll talk about that in a minute. No question, no Chad. If you look on page 524, look on page 524. Exactly 28, 27. Let's go, guys. Let's go. If you finish, you should be reading over your passage on the back of the Battle of Vicksburg. Make sure when you move to academic vocabulary center that your word matches the chart in which you're charting on. Pencils down. Ms. Salas, go ahead and give me your reply, please, ma'am. It's all right? No, the answer's fine. Then she said she will stay home, trying to stay away from being attacked right here. Ms. Lemon?
I'm trying to find a better source of food because they wouldn't be able to survive on the same food source we're on. I will also try to decide with the other side so that I could convince him to let us go.
Okay, Popcorn, a male student.
Doreen?
Good job.
I said I would leave the Confederate States and go to the Union so I could be protected and have more freedom.
Okay, very good. Okay, Popcorn, a female, Doran.
Too late.
I said I will try.
Ms. Myers, speak up. I can't hear you, baby.
I said the supply I already have, I will try to find a better food source too.
Give me that one more time.
I said I will try to find a better food source too. The supplies I already have, I will keep and try to find more.
Okay, very good. Okay, Popcorn, one male student. Ricky, right, man? What would you do? I'm on the top of the hill, moving Silas. Get up.
I was survived by,
Watch him, give you a play real quick. Hold on. Move to the side. Stand right here. Okay. Confederates in the north or the south? South. Okay, class. Confederates, north or south?
South.
South. Very good. Turn up. Okay, so I'm up here, I'm on a hill. Bang, bang, bang with muskets, okay? If I'm attacking you, you're the Union, okay? And you're approaching me, what would you do if I'm just constantly shooting you and you need to defeat me? What you gonna do? What are some strategies you can do?
shields,
Go which way?
I'm gonna go around.
The back way. That's exactly what the Union did, Mr. Dunbar. Very good. Thank you, Ms. Silas. They came around, okay? Ulysses B. Grant, okay? The Confederates were attacking them. Bang, bang. They had destroyed them. Several attempts they made, okay? Remember George B. McClellan? He attempted to siege Vicksburg. Didn't work though. But what happened was Ulysses S. Grant said, you know what? I have a lot of people doubting me. There are a lot of critics that are saying that, hey, I can't basically win this battle. So what Ulysses S. Grant did exactly what you said. He came around the back end, okay? He came through Memphis and then through Louisiana, so the north, okay? They're right here at war. And then he came around and bang, bang. He took them from behind, okay? Basically capturing Vicksburg. Once they did that, do anybody remember what the Anaconda plan was? A blockade. Very good. Very good, Mr. Jelani Woods. A blockade. And a blockade was simply a blockage, blocking the Mississippi River. So once Ulysses S. Grant took control of the fort, the military base in Vicksburg, they formed a blockade directly across the Mississippi River, preventing those individuals in the South from getting food, ammunition, causing them to ultimately surrender the battle. Yes. What was the cause of the fighting? Okay, what was the cause of the Civil War?
slavery.
Slavery, okay? And who represented slavery? The North or the South? South. Very good, students, guys. At this time, we're going to go ahead and do our 4 rotations. The timers went off for our bell ringer. Today we're going to do brain pop in our Smart Center. Writing Center, we will be doing a critical thinking worksheet, which you have attached already. And our academic vocabulary terms are the Battle of Shiloh, Ulysses S. Grant, David Farragut, and the Siege of Vicksburg. Timer will be set, students, begin to move. Pins are up here. Thank you, Rick. Yeah, I'm listening. They're on the back of the paper I gave you. They're on the paper, I'm gonna be over.
Dear Tim and
Y'all-
Monique, what happened during the Civil War?
After, y'all be at the board, guys.
Well, it all started in 1860 and 1861 when 11 southern states seceded. It means
Oh,
they
no,
left the
we gotta
United
do the
States
quiz
to make their own
after
country. They called themselves the Confederate States of America, or the Confederacy. The states that stayed in the U.S. were the Union. Abraham Lincoln was president at the time, and Jefferson Davis became the president of the Confederacy. Davis did not want to go to war, but Lincoln could not allow 11 states.
Guys, remember to share what you learned, think fair, share with your, in the Academic Vocabulary Center.
They didn't like the rules, they would just leave. There were some other important causes as well, like the issue of slavery for one. You can learn more in our Civil War causes movement. Anyway, the actual fighting between the Union and the Confederacy started in April of 1861. The first battle took place at Fort Sumter in South Carolina. The Confederacy wanted to take the Union-held Fort Sumter for its own, since South Carolina was a Confederate state. The fort was successfully taken by the South, and the Civil
We
War.
got 10 minutes left.
Every state had to decide
10 minutes
which side to
remaining.
join. Border states like Kentucky and Delaware were pro-slavery but anti-secession. In fact, West Virginia was formed after parts of Virginia refused to secede to the Confederacy with the rest of the state. In the end, 24 states stayed with the Union. The Union was ready to fight. People lined up around the block to join the army. Everyone in the North thought the war would be fast and easy. After all, it was 24 states versus 11.
Officer, was he,
Lincoln himself expected it to last only 90 days.
like officer in the,
The first major battles of the Civil War
Confederacy,
actually drew spectators. People would have picnics on the hills overlooking the fighting. The North lost a lot of major battles in the beginning. Most historians think this is because the South had brilliant generals like Robert E. Lee, the commander of all the Confederate armies. One of the biggest early victories for the South was the First Battle of Bull Run, sometimes called the First Battle of Manassas. The Union came up with its answer to Robert E. Lee. Ulysses S. Grant was a
8 minutes left. Let's go, guys.
who would eventually become its commanding officer. But even as he helped the North to win battles, he oversaw quite a few clashes with major casualties. For instance, in April of 1862, the Battle of Shiloh ended with 24,000 casualties on both sides, including around 3,400 dead. In 1863, in the middle of the war, Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation, freeing all slaves held in Confederate-controlled states. Well, slavery was pretty much over in the northern states, but a few of the border states, like Maryland, still held slaves. In fact, the Union Army had formed units of all African-American soldiers by then.
What you said? I didn't hear you, Chad.
Slavery was officially outlawed in all states.
Guys, make sure y'all go to, step
After the Civil
2.
War ended. The Battle of
After.
Gettysburg in the summer of 1863 was the beginning of the Confederacy's fall. Gettysburg ended with a staggering 51,000 casualties, with about 6,700 people dead. President Lincoln visited the battlefield when it was all over and delivered his famous Gettysburg Address. Yeah, that was a good speech. In November of 1864, Union General William Tecumseh Sherman made a famous march across Confederate Georgia from Atlanta to Savannah. In Sherman's march to the sea, the Union troops devastated the state by burning crops, killing livestock, and wrecking the local infrastructure. By 1865, the Confederacy was exhausted. It had lost a huge percentage of its young men, and its economy was destroyed. The South turned to slaves for the army, promising them freedom in return for fighting. General Lee surrendered to Ulysses S. Grant at Appomattox Courthouse, Virginia, on April 9, 1865. The war was over. Only 5 days later, on April 14, 1865, President Lincoln was assassinated while watching a play in Washington, D.C. His killer was a man named John Wilkes Booth, a Maryland actor.
Looking good, guys, looking good. Turn up, Chad.
So that's the Civil War. By the time it was over, between 600,000 and 700,000 people were dead out of a total of about 3 million combatants. It was America's bloodiest war, by a lot.
You think David Farrell guy?
By the way, the Union General Ulysses S. Grant, he went on to become president in 1868. Well, okay, you can't just take pieces off my board.
Because
Do you even know how to play?
Ulysses S. Grant basically was the person who led the Battle of Vicksburg. Robert Lee was the commanding officer on the Confederacy side. That's why.
All right, go ahead.
So what y'all sharing over there?
Was he a president?
Okay. Which one are you doing?
I'm doing this.
David Farragut? Okay. What did David Farragut do? What was he about?
That was me.
What?
He was a flag officer.
Other than the flag officer, what else? Okay. When you finish, share with partner, okay? Yeah, what's up? For number 3.
He wasn't a president.
On the back.
He was for the Confederacy.
I'll do it on the back.
It says he was. Yeah. What if did the Confederate army have on the Union? I know when this because the Union had more than the Confederate.
Is this somebody out there right here?
See, but the Confederate had a good. They had a good general until what's his name? Until you great
Yeah, what's up?
There's a rear and
I'm guessing it's because he did have a better
That's like rear admiral, vice admiral. An admiral is like a rank. You know how they got a private, a sergeant. Admiral, that's a rank type of rank.
So is that all he did?
Let's see.
Didn't he do some special things?
You got Robert Lee, that's why you can find something. What's up? We don't have a number 3 today. We don't have a number 3. Wikipedia's not really a reliable source, but it can gauge you into a direction in which you can do like further research.
No, they left because they were.
Farragut commanded the Union blockade of southern ports. Bam, there you go. Now go share it with somebody.
Well, yeah, I guess. Well, he found out.
Yeah, we took off pictures.
Alright, so,
No, listen.
David Farragut, he commanded the blockade on the Mississippi River after that battle that we were talking
It's
about.
for the East Bank.
He commanded, like, he was the commander when they were putting up the blockade, that, the snake, what was it called? Python theory or whatever? Yeah, that, he commanded that. That's who
With
was
these
controlling
videos,
it.
it's
It says each child was captured. I think Joy did good. Someone joined the house and vote, and King decided at the house.
4 minutes remaining till we switch centers. 4 minutes remaining. Let's go, guys. Turn up.
Like, you know when they put up that blockade?
I don't think I don't think because the seas were going between Great They did that already.
And what was it called? The
Anaconda plane. Plane, What was the Anaconda plane?
At the time.
Blockade. Let's move on. Blockade on the Mississippi River. Very good.
Wait, what can you do?
sometimes for y'all image, I know you guys may not have a idea of what that looks like, that graphic. You guys can go to Google and Battle of New Orleans being captured. There you are. Good job. Exactly. That's what I was going to take you on. I can't draw either, so don't feel bad. Just do your best.
He was the dude.
Y'all sharing, guys? Y'all sharing? Y'all, we got 2 minutes left. 2 minutes remaining. Let's go. Smart Center, pick up the pace. Y'all got 2 minutes remaining.
I know that he was slaves.
What's the word?
Hey, son, I haven't seen your chart over here. On the step 2, you charted? Over here, step 2. Let's go. Chad, I told you to do it. What do y'all need mine? You need to walk him through, baby. No, he's over here. Yeah, he's right here. Yeah, step 2. Go ahead and show him how to
I know it's not.
put it diagram.
What about Aiden? Wait, what on it? Yeah, it got in Confederate too. So
It say border states.
Okay, guys, let's pick up the pace. Let's go. We got 2 minutes left to lunch. Let's go. Oh, what time is it? We gotta wait till. Hold on. Okay, as soon as y'all finish this one, last question, I'll go ahead and then we'll move y'all to lunch.
Oh yeah, it was the bloodiest.
Get the blood.
The first battle.
We got one more question. Come on, guys.
what can you refer from the fact that
Spectators.
people enjoy spending time? Those people did not realize how serious.
When the timer goes off, switch.
People did not know.
When the timer goes off, rotate. Need everybody moving. Let's go. Let's go. Rotate. Move. 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 Let's go. Grab your belongings. Let's go. Come on, guys. I need y'all to rotate so we can dismiss for lunch. Let's go. Okay, when everybody's settled, I'll go ahead and dismiss for lunch. When we come back, we'll pick up in our new centers. Come on, let's go, baby. Have a seat. I'm waiting on you guys. All eyes on me.
All eyes on you.
Okay, go ahead. First academic vocabulary sentence dismissed. Second academic vocabulary. Sweetheart, I'm waiting on you to have a seat so I can dismiss you from this limit. Writing center dismissed. Make sure you guys back on time. Okay, I'm gonna see you after I finish dismissing. Okay, we go. And the Smart Center. You guys enjoy your lunch.